So good evening, everybody. You're welcome to this week's Forex forecast with Great White FX presented to you by Trading Pro for the 8th to 12th of July 2024. So on Trading Pro is an international multi-award, highly regulated financial service provider, and they've been around since 2014. So they now have a physical presence in Nigeria at number 2 Toyin Okwebi roundabout, Lagos, Nigeria. So that takes you so much of your time. Let's get down to what we have for today. So we're going to start off with the economic calendar and looking into the economic calendar for next week. Monday is going to be very quiet. Monday is going to be very quiet. There is virtually no news on Monday. Then Tuesday, the Fed chairman is going to be testifying. Where is he testifying? Before the Senate committee. That's going to be interesting. Then Wednesday, we have New Zealand official cash rate statement. Then Powell is going to be testifying again on Wednesday. That's going to be high impact because whatever he says there can cause a lot of triggers in the market. So we need to be aware of that. Then Thursday, we have Great Britain pounds gross domestic product. Then 1:30. Now this is going to be an interesting news. It's going to be an interesting news on Thursday. This will be a very big mover for the US dollar on Thursday. Then Friday, we have another high impact news. So I would say the major news on the dollar starts from Tuesday with the Fed chairman testifying, and then we have Thursday core CPI. Because for the dollar index, we have three major news events. We have dollar index, we have CPI. That's what you're looking at on Thursday. We have FOMC and we have non-farm payroll that was released last week, Friday. So without taking so much of our time, we're going to start off with the EURGBP, the US 100, the dollar index, the EURUSD, GBPUSD, gold, pound yen, and euro yen. So starting off with the euro GBP, this pair for now is bearish. If we look at this pair on the weekly, we can see this previous yearly low. We can see the break, and this is the retest and rejection. If we drop down to the daily price, this candle pattern is what you have. A version of it is what you have here. So what this points to the fact that the possibility is that we might see a bit of a retracement going into next week, but overall price might be targeting these equal lows here. So that's what we have for the pound yen next week. So any retracement on it might be an opportunity for a short. So you'll be watching this 4-hour fair value gap area for a retracement and rejection and a move lower in price. Then the next we're going to be looking at is US 100. This pair is just making new highs. It's not trying to cool down. Looking at this pair, if we look at it on the weekly is a massive engulfing, took out these highs. So what that means is that possibility exists that we might see a bit of a retracement. But this candle formation, I think we had a variation of it here. But see this candle formation, next week is going to really rally. Hard. And price might be coming for this level here. That's 21,041.8. Whenever you see this kind of formation on a weekly, that means you might be looking at impulse heavy move to the upside the following week. You see, we have a variation of it here. Let me see if I can find one that, yes, we have one here. So, and this is clearly bullish. So next week, any down move is going to be an opportunity for a long on this pair. So if we drop down to the 1 hour time frame, you just be watching any of these 1 hour fair value gaps to hold that support, and then price to first take out 2040, then maybe the mid of this area here. And if you look at that mid is going to come in between 2725 first, or if you want to, you could use quadrant based. So the first target after it takes out the previous week's high is going to be 268, 2072, then 2088. But most likely it's going to first get to 2056, then 2072.5. Those are the targets for next week. Next we're going to be looking at is the dollar index. The dollar index is still retracing to the downside. So we can say that we have short-term dollar weakness for now. Because if you look at this on the monthly, this is steep retracement of the previous month's movement. A very, very steep retracement of the previous month's movement. So if we go down to the weekly, price may be coming into this doji candle here. That's where price may be coming into. If we go into the daily, you see clearly this last down up close candle serves as an order block. So price may be coming into it. So I believe we may be seeing price come to 104.67. We might see price come to 104.67. If that fails to hold price, then price might come down lower. but I'm looking at first 104.69.67 for price. So if I pull back my annotations on this pair, any up move will be an opportunity for a short to the downside, provided we don't get the reversal pattern first. So if this pair is to continue going down, I would like to see a bullish retracement first before a continuation to the downside. But if it drops first, then it might be gunning to make the low, which might be bringing it into here. Then we might be looking at a steep retracement going into the new week. So we would like to see a retracement to the upside before a continuation to the downside on the dollar index. Then the next pair, also for the Euro USD, the same thing. Euro USD, the possibility exists that we might be seeing price gone for 108.52 going into next week, and this bearish mitigation here. That's where we might be seeing price coming into. So price might move above here and filling this upper fair value gap on the 4-hour at 1.0882. So going into this new week for the Euro USD, any down is going to be an opportunity for a short. But as we can see, price is within this 1-hour master candle here, because this candle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or six bodies within its range. So we might see a bit of a retracement and the continuation to the upside to sweep those levels that I had mentioned out. Next, we are going to be looking at is the GBPUSD. The GBPUSD also is bullish, and the possibility exists that it might be gunning for 28.58. But you need to watch out for this area first. That is at 28.38. You need to watch out for that level first, because there are so many levels here. It might have to huddle above. You have 28.36 first before 28.61. So what does that mean? On a daily basis, you need to see a close above 28.35. But for this pair for now is still bullish. So we'll be looking for a down move first. We'd like to see a little bit of a retracement. So you now see that formation I saw on the US 100. This is a variation of it. So this might, since it didn't close above this previous high, it might retrace a bit before continuing to the upside. So we'd like to see a retracement first. As you can see, price has closed above this 1-hour swing high here. So we'd like to see a retracement into this 1-hour fair value gap and the continuation to the upside on this pair. So that's what we're looking at going into the new week. So for gold clearly is still moving to the upside. Gold most likely is still moving to the upside. Let's start off from the weekly. How did the weekly candle close? You can see now there is a range candle here that is on the weekly. Price has now closed above that range candle on the weekly. That's this candle here. You have 1, 2, 3. This one is not a master candle on the weekly, but it's what I'll call a range candle. For 3 weeks, they were ranging within the body of this candle. Now, if we go down to the daily, you see it clearly. This is the range candle on the daily. Now we have a close above it. Question now is, this is bullish in and of itself. The question now is, will they drop into the range first to continue to the upside, or will they continue like this to the upside? If price continues with this range to the upside, what you're going to be targeting is this entire range from the high to the low. You project it upwards. At the worst case, let me use my quadrant system. At the worst case, you're first going to see 24.12. Then after 24.12, you're going to see 24.39. But you have this monthly high here to contend with. This monthly high, there has been no close above it. So you have between 24.31 to 23.88. That's a possible range on this pair going into this new. So for now, gold is bullish, provided it doesn't give a reversal formation here. What do I mean by reversal formation? If you go down to the 4-hour, or let's go down to the 1-hour, you don't get something like this. You don't get the formation that looks like maybe it might make another high, break a low, and something like this. You don't need to see a pattern like this on the 1-hour. You just need to see a continuation to the upside on this pair. Probably a little bit of a retracement. If you are looking at the retracement on the 1-hour, you'll be watching this last down close candle here for a continuation to the upside. So for this pair, the possibility is that it might continue to the upside going into this new week. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the pound yen. This pair for now is still very bullish. It's still very, very bullish. So going into this new week, we might be seeing 206.50, then 206.88. So but for this pair, if we look at what happened on Friday, it swept this low and rallied. So looking into this new week, you'll be watching this high at 205.87 and the low at 204.99 for a possible support structure and a continuation to the upside. Should price close below 204.99 on the 4-hour, then you have a reversal formation here and lower prices may be seen on this pair. So for this to continue bullish, this low here at 204.99 has to hold. Then the last but not the least is euro yen. So looking at euro yen, this pair for now is still bullish, although it's within a dealing range on the daily time frame. And it's not the daily time frame, it's on the 4-hour time frame. That's between this high to this low. So price is in a consolidation. So the possibility exists that this might still continue to the upside. And since we don't have any price levels to the left, most likely you're going to be watching this high to this next fib extension. So possibly we might be seeing 174.94 first, then 175.37. So that does it for this week's technical market forecast. I thank everybody for taking your time to attend. I wish everybody a beautiful night's sleep and a wonderful weekend ahead. So thank you for taking your time to attend and goodbye.